What's going on, guys, and welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars, tongue like a razor. I will slit your throat. There's stories that I love to tell you guys that I'm scared to tell you guys sometimes because you got to wait for the right time and certain people to pass away or kind of age out a little bit, I guess. This one's funny, and I think I can keep the details vague enough. We're actually going to do a VinWiki story about this, and I was told not to. But there again, I don't do really good at listening. I was told not to play with Casey Pooch either, and that didn't slow me down. Anyway, you know, with all the stuff going on right now in the United States and abroad, you know, Russia invading Ukraine, and all this stuff, you know, the world's all split up in turmoil. I don't care which way you go, left, right, whatever, you know. I don't think one's much better than the other at times. But, you know, it's kind of funny. I was putting on my Bowling Pits 2020 shirt, you know, when me and Edward threw our hat in the ring. You know, and this was all for a joke. But, you know, if you think about it, whether it's a business or whether it's a country, you got that face, you know? And then you got that guy that gets everything done. So it's kind of like Ed's the face. Rabbit's the man that gets things done. You got to have that go-to guy. And I mean, I've met so many people over the years doing sales or just business in general, truck shop, whatnot, and made a lot of really good connections. And, you know, I've said it many times before, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And we're going to get to a pretty good story involving that here in a second. But it's so funny, these connections you make. And it blows my mind, the walks of life that I've dealt with. And you guys have gotten just a snippet of it. And a lot of them I don't care to share, and some of them I shouldn't share, and some of them I do. You know? But if you thought you heard bad ones, you hadn't heard shit yet. You know, it's funny, from porn stars to athletes to mayors to councilmen, sheriffs, FBI guys. Matter of fact, I just sold a truck to an FBI guy. It was just hilarious. Definitely want to call him, make sure he's doing all right. You know, lots of different types of people, all the way down to a funny story. It's really not a story, but very interesting. I was at the truck shop, and we had a guy bring a truck in, and he was a big wheel with a very major, very big bike club. Had a special little patch on his vest, 1%. You know, if you don't know what that means, Google it. And, you know, to get that patch, you know, you got to be pretty deep in this organization. And me and him got to be friends as we worked on his truck. He was a truck driver by trade. And me and him got to be friends. And he found out that I was selling cars, and this was more when I was selling commercial stuff. And he came to me and he says, Rob, he said, I'm looking for 20 Chevrolet Express vans. And I'm like, okay. He said, it's going to be a cash deal. I need 20 good, clean, white Express vans. Made a few phone calls. Talked to a good friend of mine down in Alabama. There's a barbecue catering restaurant that went out of business. They had 42 vans. I put a deal together on 20 of them. Good running. They're actually GMC Savannahs, same thing. 2,500 vans. Got all 20 bought and transported right here to South Carolina. And he paid me for them. And I sold those to this bike club, these vans. Now, I'm assuming they're hauling their motorcycles in them. That's what I want to think. You know what? There again, I'm here to sell, not to judge. So, you know, after that, he's like, I owe you one. He said, that's awesome. He said, everybody else I went to with that, it freaked him out. I'm thinking, well, that Estone probably did. And, but you know what? I'm a businessman. I'm here to take care of business. You know what I mean? I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to ask a bunch of questions. You know, I mean, you got to think about my crazy Russian buddies. You know, and I mean, for Christ's sakes, I cleaned up cars for a mafia guy in high school. I mean, just these connections of things you can get things done. I had a really good friend of mine who was a sheriff, and we've been friends for years. You know, the man actually taught me how to shoot a gun. I've known him forever. You know, super cool guy, you know, always kind of been in my little circle, and just an old school sheriff. Well, I'll stop that story to tell you another story. At the truck shop, I had a customer that was a good friend of mine, great guy. His son was a steaming piece of shit, the best way to put it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he wasn't worth the bullet to blow his ass to hell. There's some people that you just can't help, and this guy is textbook one of those. But it was his son, he loved his son. It is what it is. Well, his son got to drinking in a bar in this little small town that my good friend was the sheriff of. And he's raised in moral hell, and he might have broke a few beer mugs and kicked some chairs over, and he got in his car. They just took out like a bat out of hell. He didn't make it 900 feet. They had him pulled over, cuffed and stuffed. Literally blew into the breathalyzer and melted that down. Of course, he gets locked up. You know, all this shit that comes with that. My friend's a good guy. You know, and he came to me and he was worried. And he said, what can I do? He said, I really want to help him. He said, this is going to stick. So I called old Sachs up. And he was talking. And I said, I got a buddy of mine got in a little trouble, or his kid got in a little trouble in your town. And he knew exactly what I was talking about when I said it, because it's a small town. And he goes, what do you want me to do about it? I said, I'd love for it to go away. But any help you could offer me would be appreciated. He said, he messed up pretty good. He said, you know, he made quite the scene. I said, did it hurt anybody, Sachs? I mean, really, truthfully. Did he break a few mugs? You know, what did he do? Kick some chairs over? Yeah, no, it hurt nobody. I said, it hurt an officer, damage any property? No. Throw up in a SWAT car? No. I mean, we've all been there. And he laughed. He goes, yeah. I said, we've all raised a little hell from time to time. He goes, yeah. And he said, I don't know. He said, I don't like going back on things like this. He said, I think this kid needs to learn a lesson. I really do. I think we need to make this one stick. And I said, I kind of agree with you, but it's a favor for my friend. Do what you can. Let me think on it. He goes, let me think on it. And he said, what you doing in the morning? I said, we'll grab breakfast, same place, you know where I'm at. Come see me, I'll buy you breakfast. So we're cruising through town. There's this SWAT car sitting there. Unmarked, it was big, Crown Vic. Pull in, he's waiting on me. Sitting at the bar, grab a stool, pull it up, order the same thing, cup of coffee, whatnot. Old Sachs sitting there talking, he goes, can you believe my daughter's getting married? And I said, I can't, man, she's growing up fast. I got a job. He said, what? He said, my wife told me I need to find them a car for their wedding pictures and to drive away in. A nice convertible. I said, well, Sachs, I always got a nice drop top of some type. You know, nice, cool. I said, put her, time we had a little 57 Chevrolet convertible. I said, how about that 57 convertible? I think it'd be perfect for wedding pictures. And I said, she's yours. Use it all you like. I said, I'll just take it for you over the weekend. A day or two goes by, my buddy calls me up, the friend. He goes, you won't believe this. They dropped everything on my son. Rob, I owe you. And he cost his ass later, but that's a story for another time. But that just goes to show you, you need that guy that knows people. And I'm not saying that, you know, this guy didn't need to be punished for what he did. Unfortunately, as PC as the world has got, it still doesn't operate PC. Sometimes you got to murk up the water a little bit, get things moving. Or one of my favorite sayings, can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs. Anyway, you know, they're getting, you know what? I might be good for politics after all. A little shady. I mean, hell, I never thought I'd be on TV. We'll see how that rocks. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.
All right, you feeling good? You ready?
Not really, my knee hurts. Right there. Not so much here or here, but right there.